Good evening, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Rocky Goldman Live Chat Monday night. Um, I've got some things in the planning for the next, few times. But we're going to work on that. Hopefully, I'll be able to produce them and bring them to you. And as of right now, we have Colin here. Colin, how you doing?
I'm okay, Hugh. Thank you very much for letting me come.
You're very welcome, Colin. Um, so how is things over across the pond with you? Like, uh, bring us up to date if you would like, on things that is happening in your place.
It's, I was going to say, so and not good. It's sort of people think taking things out of proportion,
Mm-hmm.
uh, things that have happened that shouldn't have happened, and it's a bit crazy at the minute.
I understand. It's practically crazy everywhere, really.
Yeah,
Um, but I found this out right recently. Um, there was another assassination attempt on President Trump. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see. I think it was about maybe a week or so ago. Um, but you don't hear that on the mainstream media.
we don't hear that.
No, you don't. You
No,
you won't
no,
hear it.
no,
You will
no.
not hear it. Um, I do know that uh, the election is coming up in November. And I got a feeling that you know if you look at it now, uh, back, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago, they they had the so-called virus. Um, we all know what that was, and we're not going to say what it was, but
Yeah,
most of us knows what it was. Um, and so we're going to leave it at that. Uh, but they that was right at the election. Um, and I need to be. I'm treading on a minefield right now.
yeah.
Uh,
We have to
yeah,
sit. We have to
yeah,
be careful what we're saying here. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Because YouTube don't like it whenever we talk
yeah,
about
they
it.
don't like the, you don't like to
Um,
talk to YouTube.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I have to be kind of weary about what I say and how I say it.
Yeah,
Um, but now, fast forward to the present. Um, Now they're coming out with the Nile virus, uh, and then I think there was something else. Shoot, what was it? Um, but anyway, about 33 states is wanting to go into lockdown now, um, just before the election. So to me, that's like, okay, well, we're going into lockdown and we'll have to mail in ballots and all this kind of stuff. So I'm thinking how this is trying to, or will try to emerge. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Loosely, in so many less words. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on that it needs to be known, but we can't. technically talk about it.
Thing is,
But
Joe, you know what it is? They've got more money than what we
what's
have.
that?
They've got more money than we have. Try and close us down. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We have more money, right, to get a flight ticket and stand there for the people. Right? You see, my mind goes like out of the box.
You have to.
Yeah. And you know, like if I was like, which I have got the money to go like state to state and freedom of speech, speak to these people. Okay. I think I'm like on comparison with these people of let's just say electricity, like and YouTube. Say my word, but true. So you see what I'm saying, EQ?
Oh,
So
I know where you're coming
yeah,
from. Dog.
yeah. So it's like being educated, right, from someone that you think you think you think you think you think you can stop it, but you can't. Why take? Oh, anyway,
Yeah.
God bless you all.
Yeah.
God,
Well,
God,
it's
God bless you all for the hours and the seconds that we can go like, well, I can get on a plane and speak to millions of people uh, from this like a 2 or 3 hour thing, right? That you may stop. There you go. You know what I'm saying,
oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
there's so many things I would like to talk about, Colin, on here,
yeah.
but I can't. I have to.
I know, I know, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And in reference to DA Dwayne Allman, um, he 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 is very outspoken. I
Yeah,
mean, he says all the time, you know, if my channel gets deleted, you know, I will come back and make another channel, which, you know, I can understand that. But, you know, I mean, I've gotten my old channel deleted for some very obvious reasons. Um, and so whenever I made this new channel, uh, you know, I've built up quite a bit of followers and subscribers. Um, I would like for this channel not to be deleted because then I have to start all over again. Um, so yeah, we have to be careful about what we say. But yeah, you know, I think there's something coming that is not going to be nice. Uh, you know, I would say the left is not the old Democratic Party that I was used to back in the day.
yeah.
They have become more radicalized, and you know, it. All right, I'm trying to think of a way I'm going to say this. The new Democratic Party is more radicalized and more left than the old Democratic Party. This is a totally new Democratic Party. Um, it's become more extreme, or they have become more extreme. And every day I'm seeing people leaving that side to come over to the Republican Party, which, you know, whenever I vote, I don't vote. A lot of people vote straight ticket. You know, it doesn't matter just as long as it's a Republican or a Democrat. I'm not like that. I vote split ticket. I'll look at a candidate that I think will do the best that they say that they will. And then if I agree with it, I was like, okay, well, you know, I'll vote for them. Um, and I've always been like that. But then if they don't produce, I know not to vote for them again, regardless of which side they're on.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but like in back in the day, 20, 30 years ago, I vote for some Democrats, but they were the old Democrats. And here in my state, Governor Hunt, he was a Democrat, and whenever he come up for re-election, he had some thoughts on which way he wanted to run. Some proposals, that he was going to produce for the state of North Carolina, and I liked him, so I voted for him. And he came through with everything that he said, that he was wanting to do, and so I made it. That was a good. I think that was a good choice for me. But now, uh, I, they changed so much, and why to me, you know, these lifelong Democrats as suddenly changing sides. Uh, I found out that the newer age Democrats are more controlling. Um, there is a woman that right recently changed parties. She was a Democrat. She was from up around Charlotte, and she ran for state Congress or something like that. And but she didn't like the way that they were running or telling her what to do, and so she left the party, the Democratic Party, and come over to the Republican side. And whenever she came over to the Republican side, she said that whenever they would have like meetings in our state capitol, they would tell her where to sit. They would tell her how to vote. They would basically telling her what to do. And she said, I got tired of it. She said, I'm a person and I'm an individual. And she said, that's why I looked and said, why are you still a Democrat? So she changed parties and went over to the Republican side. And she said, I felt more welcome over here as an individual and a free thinker. And she said, or actually, whenever she changed parties, uh, her district, which is in Charlotte, in that district, they wanted to sue her or something to try to get her off, a ticket or something, because they said it was like a false advertisement because she presented herself as Democrat then when she got elected, she changed sides. And I think that was thrown out of court. So, I mean, that's the way they run. That's the way they run. They're all about control.
Me too. I tell you what it is, even England, okay? We look after the elderly, okay? Um, so with President Trump, nothing to me, you by the way, sure, right? Before I even start, right? So, okay? Um, and when something was said that he wanted to do, England went, no, we can't accept this. We can't, we just can't, okay?
Right.
Which I won't say here, right, because we're live and stuff. I'll talk to you about that later. Okay?
Gotcha.
Yeah. Um, and it just like, yeah. So a lot of England people wouldn't accept him in that way,
Right.
Nothing to do with me and you, EQ, by the way, 'cause that's politics, and friends are friends, right? And so politics are like, don't split between energies and spirituality that's under the Father's love. Right, so there you
Right. I have a question for you, Colin.
go. Go on.
Princess Diana's two boys. One's Prince
Yeah,
William, and
yeah,
the other one, um, the one that got that married Markle.
yes, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. Now, I, how, did he actually renounce his what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, yeah, he did. Yeah,
He didn't. In other words, he didn't want to be a part of that, right?
basically, what happened there was because he's the younger one.
Yeah.
Uh, he was sort of saying in one sort of way, um, "I'm your father, and I want to be like the family and stuff, but I don't agree with what's
Gotcha.
going on." Yeah, I think that's what he was sort of saying. You know,
Gotcha. Yeah.
that's my head spiritually told. Right?
Yeah.
I think that's what's happened there.
Yeah, because I remember some kind of I remember here about a year or two ago, once he got married, I think they moved to the United States, I believe. I believe they're staying on the West Coast somewhere. But I do remember him wanting to denounce his what's the term I'm looking for? Denounce his royalty, if I'm not bad mistaken.
Yeah,
Um,
I think,
and from what I gather, he's wanting to distance himself from that.
I think, yeah, I think the guy that's married the American guy wants to keep together. It's the other one that doesn't want to know. Or maybe I might have got it wrong. Anyway, yeah,
I think his name is was it Prince Harry?
yeah,
Yeah, I found out. Prince Harry is different from his brother Prince William.
yeah,
Um, I from what I've seen and known from either one, I prefer Prince Harry to
yeah,
me. You know, um,
yeah,
it seems
yeah.
like he's
The older one. Yeah,
yeah he seems like he's more down to earth. You know what I'm saying?
he let's just say he's the more educated one.
Right, right. Um,
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I can. I feel like I could connect with Prince Harry better than I could William. You know,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
because
yeah.
he seems to have
He's got
say
head on
that-
his shoulders. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
I think he's
I'm,
the younger. Isn't he the younger son of Princess Diana?
I
If I'm
think
not bad,
so.
I believe
Yeah,
he is.
yeah, yeah. There's a few years difference. Yeah,
Wow, it's hard to believe he's almost like in his 40s. I don't know
but you
exactly
see,
how old he is, but he's at least he's probably in his early 40s. I'm thinking thereabouts.
yeah, he fought in the war. He fought. Yeah,
Yeah, he was in the service, wasn't he?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. Wow. But whenever I seen where he basically resigned, I guess is what you'd call it.
Yeah,
They started going after him. You know, to me, he was more of a people person than anything else.
yes, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but yeah, they started going after him then. My God, when
I
does it?
don't know why. I'll never know why. I don't know why. Like, no.
I mean, when does it stop? I remember whenever Elon Musk changed from the left to the right, he said, "Watch them go after me now," and he was right. They went after him. Um, and look at was it Robert Kennedy Jr. He's endorsing President Trump now. They're going after him.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like if you chooses a side and the other don't like it, then they're going after you, which they're going to come after us anyway if the wrong people get up there.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I've noticed that, and a lot of them, every one of them said, I can't deal with the left anymore. They're too radical.
EQ, I'm surprised there's a certain lady, okay,
Uh huh.
that she's still alive, you know, because she's like
Right.
that speaks the truth, okay, and just
Right.
wanna like cover it all up. And she's got a YouTube thing. She's like very, very well known. I'm surprised that things haven't like, you know what I'm saying?
I know where you're coming from,
Um,
Colin.
eh?
Yeah, I know where you're coming from, Colin. Uh, so I mean, it's unreal. I used to not like what's his name, Piers Morgan. I used to not like him whenever he was with CNN. Um,
Yeah.
but now that he's not with CNN, he's on his own.
Mm,
He's not bound. I guess I could say he's not bound by what they want him to do because
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
independent now, and
Yeah.
he's actually flip flopped, and that was surprising to me. Uh, there was something else I was going to say too, and I forgot what it was. Um, if I'm not bad mistaken, isn't Piers Morgan? I think he's back over in the UK. If I'm not bad mistaken. Um,
Yeah. 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 I think he is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and what's that one guy's name? Nigel. Uh, shoot, I can't pronounce. What's his last name? Nigel. He was a member of Parliament, I think. Nigel. Gosh,
I
what's
know.
his
I
last
know.
name?
But I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He boy, he rocked the boat too. God, I wish I could remember his last name. Let me see if I can't find it. Nigel. Nigel Farage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
I like that man too. he uh he brings up some good stuff. He's a politician and a broadcaster who's been a member of parliament for Clacton and leader of Reform UK since 2024.
Clacton.
Having previously been its leader from 2019 to 2021, he was a
Mm.
leader of the UK Independence Party from 2006 to 2009 and from 2010 to 2016. Farage served as a member of the European Parliament for South East England from 1999 until
Mm.
the UK's withdrawal from the European Union. I didn't know that the UK had withdrawn from the European Union. I didn't know that.
Well, I don't follow all EQ, so I'm about as educated as you on that side of things,
Ugh,
you know.
I got
Yeah.
you. Um, let's see. It goes on to say early career. European Parliament. Let's see, that's coming out. In 2013, Farage criticized Barroso's former membership in the Portuguese Workers' Communist Party, saying, "You are a man that likes fixed ideology and probably picked it up when you were a communist or a Maoist or whatever you were for the last 10 years, and you pursued Euro federalism combined with an increasing green obsession." That's powerful words.
I could put my camera on. Listen, I put the camera on, right?
Right.
And something has just come on TV that won't be publicised over there. I don't know whether you get in trouble with it, but
Right.
I can if you want me to, you know.
Right.
No.
Tom, I thought you were live. Thought you were going live on the Bluetooth. Ain't I live? I should be. What, did they take me down? And I don't know nothing about it. Yeah, live.
EQ is still okay, yeah?
Yeah, as far as I know, I mean, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
But Tom's saying, I thought you were going live on the Bluetooth. So that's kind of got me concerned right now. But I haven't, as far as I know, I'm still live on YouTube. Because I'm still broadcasting, unless they block me.
No, we're all good. Thank you.
Yeah, because I'm on YouTube right now, and I still see it.
Yeah, we're all good. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I refreshed the page. Oh yeah, I'm still here. But what was you saying, Colin?
I was saying I could put the TV on here, right? As long as you don't get into trouble, just to see what these people are, right?
Right.
And what America don't see, right? What America don't see, I can publicize. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how that will work, Colin.
I know.
To be honest,
I know. This is why I don't want to get into trouble. You know,
unless possibly, if you show something like that,
yeah,
you would maybe have to mute the sound and maybe put
it's muted now.
Yeah, it has to change somehow.
It's
that way
muted now. It's muted. Yeah, it's muted. It's all muted. The TV is muted. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think I can show it as long as it's not the same. You know, it has to be changed, maybe reversed or a mirror or through closed captions or something.
So not direct then.
Right, not direct.
Right. Well, okay. I'll just show direct then. So thank you for saying that. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know YouTube.
I'll just show direct.
I noticed that like whenever. Yeah, I know that like whenever somebody shows something, they have to change it in a way to where it's not like a copy. You know what I'm saying?
Like throw or something. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'll just show you direct. So I'm glad you said that. So I won't EQ. I won't.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I know that like whenever somebody does a live stream, if they play music, they have to mute the video, so that music is not heard. That way they don't get a hit. You know what I'm saying?
the things about going on about Gaza here, right, and stuff that you don't like get told about here. So make sure that that's publicising, okay,
Mm-hmm.
to America that they might not know that will get you into trouble, EQ. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. It's all about the copyrights.
yes.
Um,
And information as well. Information.
right.
Yeah.
You know, and I've actually thought about, seeing some stuff like videos and stuff, how I could post it, um, or repost it, but
See,
I would.
things, EQ, the things about, yeah. I've just seen things about Israel and stuff. Like, whoa. You know,
Oh,
just
right.
watching TV there for quick seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which wasn't good to look at.
Well, it's just like this.
Oh,
It's just like right, right, Colin. It's just like this one here. I mean, I can show this. I think I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
yeah, watch what you do, EQ. Watch what you're doing, yeah.
Oh, I know.
You said, yeah.
Um, there's no sound or anything to it. It's
Yeah.
just a post. Let me blow it up. All right. Let me get rid of that and that and that. Okay. Let me blow up this. Blow it up. All right. Oops. All right. Netanyahu pushes back against new pressure over Gaza and hostages. No one will preach to me. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday pushed back against a new wave of pressure to reach a ceasefire deal in the Gaza Strip after hundreds of thousands of Israelis protested and went on strike, and U.S. President Joe Biden said he needed to do more after nearly 11 months of fighting. In his first public appearance, or first public address since Sunday's mass, protests showed many Israelis furious responding to the discovery of 6 more dead hostages. Netanyahu said he will continue to insist on a demand that has emerged as a major sticking point in talks. Continued Israeli control of the Philadelphia corridor, and never been along Gaza's border with Egypt, where Israel contends Hamas smuggles weapons into Gaza. Netanyahu called the corridor vital to ensure Hamas cannot rearm via tunnels. This is the oxygen of Hamas. He also added, no one is more committed to freeing the hostages than me. No one will preach to me on this issue. Israelis has poured into the streets late Sunday in grief and anger in what appeared to be the largest protests against since the start of the war. The families and much of the public blamed Netanyahu, saying the hostages could have been returned alive in a deal with Hamas. A rare general strike was held across the country on Monday.
Strikes will end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Late Monday, several thousand demonstrators gathered outside Netanyahu's private home in central Jerusalem, chanting "Deal now" and carrying coffins draped in the Israeli flag. Scuffles broke out when police snatched away the coffins and several protesters was arrested. Thousands more marched outside Netanyahu's party in Tel Aviv, according to Israeli media. So the key ally, the United States, is showing impatience. Biden spoke to reporters as he arrived at the White House for a Situation Room meeting with the U.S. mediation team in negotiations. Asked if Netanyahu was doing enough, Biden responded, no. What does Biden know? He insists that negotiators remain very close to a deal, adding hope springs eternal. Hamas has accused Israel of dragging out months of negotiations by issuing new demands, including for lasting Israeli control over the Philadelphia corridor and a second corridor running across Gaza. Hamas has offered to release all hostages in return for an end to the war, the complete withdrawal of Israel forces, and the release of a large number of Palestinian prisoners, including high-profile militants. Broadly, the terms called for under an outline for a deal put forward by Biden in July. I take it like this. I mean, the United States is we've backed Israel forever.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Same thing with Nico. Yeah,
yes, exactly. But this war, it shouldn't have. They shouldn't have. Hamas shouldn't have attacked and went into what was it? October? Was it October 7th? They shouldn't have went into Israel and done what they did to the civilians. And a lot of people don't believe me whenever I said that the United States had given money to Iran, which we wasn't supposed to do in the first place, but we gave money to Iran, and then the prime minister or whatever head of that country got up on Iranian TV and said, now that we've got the money, we can spend it the way we want to. All right. Then they backed Hamas and paid them to go in there to Israel to do what they did. So the United States, in my opinion, we violated, we shouldn't have sent money to Iran in the first place. And who do you blame? You blame the government. And who's the government at that time? The Biden administration. Our Israeli media have reported deep differences between Netanyahu and top security officials, including Defense Minister Gallant, who said the time is right for a ceasefire. An official confirmed a shout match between Gallant and Netanyahu at a security cabinet meeting Thursday, where Netanyahu held a vote in favor of maintaining control of the Philadelphia corridor. It goes on to say, I can't pronounce that, Khalil al-Hayya, whatever that name. The Hamas official leading the negotiations told the Qatar network Al Jazeera late Sunday that Netanyahu had deemed keeping the Philadelphia corridor more important than winning the hostage release. So, I mean, what the hell? All right, Israel said the 6 hostages found dead in Gaza were killed by Hamas shortly before Israel forces arrived in the tunnel where they were held. Oh, God. I mean, it's a crock of shit. To me, it's really a crock of shit. I'm just wondering why, over a period of years, all this is going on. Oh, you got sound, Tom? All right. What is the point? The Gaza Strip and Israel's been fighting forever, all because of a strip of land. Over a strip of land. So, I mean, I'm going to have to do some research on this, but what is the point of that? I don't know exactly how this goes, and I'll probably get it wrong. If I am wrong, correct me on it. So Gaza is wanting to be independent state, or they're claiming something about possession of land. I think. Like I said, I'm not familiar with the whole story, but I'm going to look into it. I want to know why. You know, why they're still fighting over a piece of land.
EQ.
Yes.
My opinion, I could be totally like washed out the water here. To do with Israel and the other place, okay, Palestine, okay,
Palestine.
yeah, it's all to do with this is my look on it, okay. I could be totally wrong, right? What I'm saying,
Well, hell, we ain't perfect. We make mistakes.
yeah.
And I'll be the
It's
first
all
one
to
to
do.
tell you if I make mess up.
It's all to do with the Father's love. Like this was the Father's creation, and this, and this, and this, and this. Right. So they say that,
Right.
and so they say, no, this is Father's creation of and this, and this. Right. And that is the war between the both. This is my thoughts on things. This was the Father's side of it. No. This is the Father's side of it. Yeah. So listen, you're saying that this land was this side of the Father.
And,
And I think that's to get to the nitty gritty of it all, right? Right? Look,
Right.
brother, that I love you forever, ever more, right? I think something to do with religion.
Well,
That's what's got it.
you know,
That's-
Colin, I think you hit the nail on the head. It goes all about religion, and most of the wars in the past has been fought because of
Yeah.
religion.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm gonna share this.
Part of its land, EQ, with the brain, right? The other part
Right.
is to do with the Father love, right? Well, this wasn't yours, right? That's the brain, right?
You're right.
The Father's love, and we love the Father, but we want this land. So the argument goes on and on and on and on and on.
Exactly.
We want this land, right? We want your land, right?
And you know, and
They're
right.
not looking.
And you
They're
know,
not
also,
looking. They're not looking. My land is your land, right?
no,
That's the painful thing that we recognise, EQ. It's the Father's love, the pure Father's love, right? Your land is my land, right?
right.
It doesn't matter whatever land you walk on. It's the land that I create for you all.
Mm-hmm.
They're not looking at that side,
Oh no, absolutely
right?
not.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's caused it, right? Lack of intelligence of the spiritual love from the Father.
exactly. And you know, I've come across a segment on YouTube about the true issue with Palestine and Israel, about the whole thing, but I can't show it on here.
No.
We'll have to do it backstage.
Yeah,
But what I want to share is this. All right. Hamas armed wing said on Monday that since June, the group has been operating under new instructions on how to handle hostages should Israeli forces approach their locations in Gaza. The announcement comes days after the Israeli military recovered the bodies of 6 hostages from a tunnel in the southern Gaza city of Rafah, saying they had been shot dead by their captors as Israeli forces closed in. Abu, spokesperson for Hamas, did not provide details on what the instructions were. He said his group holds Israel responsible for the hostages' deaths. All right. The new instructions were given to guards of hostages after a rescue operation by Israel in June. At that time, Israeli forces freed 4 hostages in a raid in which dozens of Palestinians, including women and children, were killed. Netanyahu's instance to free prisoners through military pressure instead of sealing a deal means they will be returned to their families in shrouds. Their families must choose whether they want them dead or alive. Okay. Netanyahu said in a press conference on Monday that the hostages had been shot in the back of the head and promised that Hamas would pay a heavy price. Senior Hamas official Sami Abu Zuhriya, I hope I said that right, said Netanyahu's accusations against Hamas were an attempt to escape the responsibility for their deaths. Netanyahu killed the 6 prisoners, and he is determined to kill the remaining ones. The Israelis should choose between Netanyahu or the deal. Similarly, Izzat el-Rashq, I know I said that wrong, a member of Hamas political bureau, said in a statement published by the group on Monday, the resistance hostages can immediately return to their families. The ones stalling their return and responsible for their lives is Netanyahu. Israeli and Hamas have failed to reach a deal that would end the war and see the release of Israeli and foreign hostages held by Hamas in Gaza in return for many Palestinians jailed by Israel. And it goes on to say Hamas wants an agreement to end the war and get Israeli forces out of Gaza, while Netanyahu says the war can only end once Hamas is defeated. So that is what is going on right now.
Yeah.
And in response to that, the only thing I can say is Hamas, to me, is nothing more than ISIS reborn. I believe that.
I'm watching the news here, and what we've been talking about, it's all about it. Seriously, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wish I could show. Well, it's just switched off there, but what we've been talking about, it's all been on about here.
Yeah, I wish I could show it, Colin.
I know.
I mean, there's so many things I would like to show, but I don't know exactly how to do it and be safe.
Yeah, EQ, and I would never ever put you under any threat. You know what I'm saying?
I know that, Colin.
Yeah.
You know, now these news clips that I, just posted, I think that's acceptable. But as far as like video or sound or anything like that, I think in order for me to be able to share that with the audience, it has to be modified in some way. You know what I'm saying? So it would be an exact copy.
You see, the thing is, it's come from England across to America. You've got to remember that, right, as well. right?
Mhm.
And they might not like. I'm not being awful, but they might like
Oh,
go.
I know.
Hang on, you're passing information over here, right?
Yeah, from
That
another
we already
country.
know, but we don't want to publicize to like millions of people. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah,
where it would get dangerous for
yeah.
you.
There's it's kind of like a gray line. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
Colin?
yeah,
It's a
yeah, yeah,
fine line. Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
what I really think is that even if it comes from the UK, it it would be like a copyright strike to me from the UK. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah. It could work both ways, really. Your side might like not like it, and our side might not like it. Go, hang on, what's it? And
oh yeah,
also, I go, yeah, it would be good
absolutely.
for you, and I would never, ever, 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 ever do that to EQ. You
I
know
know
that,
that,
don't you?
Colin.
Yeah,
I know
never,
that.
ever. You know,
So
never.
I have to kind of look at it like there's so many things I want to say. There's so many things I want to show,
Yeah,
but where is that fine line? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I want to be able to produce and show things in relation to the topic that would be at hand at the time, but I I I think I would have to cut the sound and maybe put up uh, 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 closed captions, maybe to change the original in some way,
yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
I know YouTube is not the best friend to streamers. They can,
They're not the best friend to reality.
exactly, and I got to say one thing for Elon Musk when he bought Twitter and changed it to X, he changed everything. He made it a platform for free speech, which
Mm,
which in all accounts, he stresses on free speech. Um, and I've heard, I don't know how true it is, but I have heard that maybe he was thinking about buying YouTube and doing the same thing, because
mm,
the way I look at it, Colin, is you know why would it have to be one sided? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That why is the far left? How can they keep posting and posting and posting? And nothing is ever said to them. But whenever the right side comes up and wants to post something, they can't. That's one sided to me. But there again, there's a fine line because they said it's an individual platform, and the government or whatever can't say, well, you got to do this or you got to do that. It's all about that platform, how they interpret it, because it's a private platform. But still, I don't think it's right because to me, I think everything ought to be equal. If you give this side over here, 10 minutes, then give this side over here 10 minutes to respond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's the only way,
yeah,
equal way to do it. But they
yeah,
don't want
yeah.
it like that.
No,
So yeah. So that's the problem that we're coming up against. And to me, uh, they they're spreading things on the far left, and there's nothing that is said to them. But when the right comes along and wants to rebut the left of about what they're saying, then there's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And it's not equal
Hey,
playground.
EQ, can I just say, right? It, oh, it mentions about Gaza war there, then uh, the president is a minute, like, yeah, mm, You know something? You know what I don't like about UK news? It gives a little bit, right? Not enough of information, right? You get a bit of this, right? For about 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah,
And
you get a bit. You get this amount for this amount of time, then flip flop it, and you
Yeah,
get less
yeah,
amount of time. Yeah, I
yeah.
know where you're coming from, Colin. It's the same way here, brother. You know, and it's to me, it's all about wanting to go to socialism, fascism, uh, communism. You know, that's what it's turning out to be. Um, and to me,
You,
it's
you,
wrong.
you get about 3 or 4 seconds, right? Then it changes to something different, right?
Right,
So they're
right,
not telling you what's really going on, okay? That
exactly.
person, that person hasn't been there for 3, 4 seconds, right? In talking, right? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, Ego, right? But then all of a sudden, 3 or 4 seconds later, it changes to something different. You see
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
trying to say?
yeah. It's partiality, is what it is, and it's all about their agenda on what they want to them to be able to produce.
The one,
Uh,
the one is the one is blindfolded.
exactly. You know, the squeaky wheel gets the oil, and it all boils down to big money. That's what it boils
Yeah,
down to.
yeah.
Uh, and you know, I'm going to go out on a limb on this one. Um, have you ever heard of a group called Black Rock?
Uh, it doesn't spring to mind, but it's coming there. EQ, you know what I'm saying? It's coming
Right,
there,
gotcha.
right? It's coming there of a memory from years and years and years
Years
ago.
ago,
Right,
yes.
right.
If
But it,
if
but it doesn't spring to mind right now. But it's coming like um. They're not said things that weren't real.
right,
Am I somewhere around that like area of like truth there? I don't know.
all right. I'll give you a partial description of BlackRock.
Right. Okay.
All right, BlackRock is an investment group,
Right.
and I will even Google that and pull it up and show you. All right, BlackRock. Wikipedia. All right.
They try to take people's money without coming up front
Oh
at the
yeah,
end of the day.
it's all about
Yeah.
money, Colin.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
I'm going to share this, and it's public. You know, I shouldn't get hit.
Yeah.
All right,
Be careful what you're doing there, you though.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to share it. All right, here it is. BlackRock is an American multinational investment company founded in 1988, initially as an enterprise risk management and fixed income institute asset manager. BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager with 10 trillion US dollars in assets under management as of December 31st, 2023. Headquartered in Midtown Manhattan, BlackRock has 78 offices in 38 countries and clients in 100 countries. BlackRock is the manager of iShares groups of exchange traded funds, and along with the Vanguard Group and State Street, is considered to be one of the big three index fund managers. Its Aladdin software keeps track of investment portfolios for many major financial institutions, and its BlackRock Solutions divisions provide financial risk management services. As of 2023, BlackRock was ranked 229th in the Fortune 500 list of the largest United States corporations by revenue. All right, now moving ahead, BlackRock has their fingers in everything that we do.
Pies in the pot, yeah.
Exactly. They control media, they control housing, they control land, and basically everything that we do goes through BlackRock at one point in time. And this war, or so-called war, in Ukraine and Russia, BlackRock is making money off of that. Big money. All right. And that's what it's all about. They want to make, and this is not just BlackRock. They, any big corporation,
Yeah.
like Big Pharma, I'm not going to go into detail, but Big Pharma, they, it's a money making scheme. The more money they make, the better off it is. But BlackRock, they have bought land, and here, I don't know about there, Colin, but here in the United States, there's a tremendous amount of land buying and building of infrastructure, housing, apartments, whatever.
Yeah.
And it boils down to, okay, we're going to buy up all this land. We're going to put housing up, and there we go again. Connect the dots. 15-minute cities. 15-minute cities, which I have also been told by certain people over there in your country that they're trying to implement 15-minute cities.
Yes.
That's a totally another topic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's real, and people can say conspiracy theorists or whatever. It's real. And so it's just a matter of time before the truth comes out. And it has in the past. But BlackRock has their hand in everything in a certain way that we do every day. Media, radio, land, food, it all goes back to BlackRock. And this war in Ukraine and Russia, like I said earlier, the more war they have, the more money they make. So they're not worried about lives or anything else. It's about money, greed. Just Google some stuff. That's the only thing I gotta say is just Google, and you'll connect the dots. You will connect the dots to make a picture. I promise you that.
I could tell you something now, which I won't. Obviously, it was after your backstage thing, right? That a company that's just try to take money from the government, right? You see, because I'm educated, right? I stopped it. I stopped it. I made a phone call. I went, don't be paying them any more money. They went, right, okay, Colin. And that company went, before I handed the keys in, I went, I no longer live there, right? So when I handed the keys in, that money from the government was stopped to be paid to the company, okay, right? I stopped it. In reality, right, and love and understanding, I didn't want the government getting hurt, right, and other people really, to be paying for something that they shouldn't be paying for. Yeah, that's a big picture of it all, But some company thought, because they said to me, Colin, and the keys at the end of the month. I went, okay, why do you want to hand me the keys? Why do you want me to hand the keys in? And these people know the government at the end of the day because you want the money, right? Before handing the keys in, right? After they handed it, yeah. So they were just trying to claim money, EQ, and I stopped it. I stopped it. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. EQ, hear me? EQ.
I'm here, Colin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I heard something outside.
Okay. You hear what I was saying there? I stopped something money wise for me to be passed over to from let's just say people who think they're looking after people. I stopped it, because I was thinking of the people, you know.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, BlackRock, they got their hand in everything. Media, radio, television, whatever,
yeah.
property.
Mm,
But food, money. So I mean, if you really stop and think about it, how do you control a population? You control it with communications
yeah,
and money.
yeah,
And once you control that, you control them.
yeah.
And BlackRock is a money making corporation. Like I said, the Ukraine and Russia war, you know, uh, they're making money off of it at people's lives. Um, and the only reason that they're wanting to go after the United States so much is because the United States is one of the last, and I would say loosely, the free country. And I say that very loosely because, back whenever the United States was wanting to be independent and, the Revolutionary War um, between us and the UK, uh, they wanted to be free, and that's why they were fighting for their freedom to be free under any control, and that led to the Revolutionary War.
We joined together.
Exactly,
EQ.
we're still joined together. You know what I'm saying?
To be free.
Exactly.
To be free.
Exactly.
That's why we joined.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, if people would take time and go back and look at their history, they would learn a lot.
Yeah.
Even whenever I was in like grade school, I thought history was a bunch of malarkey. But as I got older, I realized now that history, I'm intrigued by it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know where you've been, how are you going to be able to know where you're going to?
All I'm
You know what I'm
saying,
saying?
EQ.
So
We know the past history, okay? And I don't blame the people. I don't blame the people that, let's just say, from, let's say 45, 75, okay, right? Because they're still young kids. But the fathers of them people that want to kill us, right? Okay. You know what I'm saying? You, right? Without me mentioning the name, right?
Right. Right.
They were brainwashed, right,
Mhm.
into the same thing. You know, like blood thicker than water. EQ, we read it, yeah, we know, right? So what I'm saying is, um, I'm glad, and I've said to many, many Americans, okay, not even in chat, but personally, I was in Scotland at the time, and I went, God bless you all for helping us. Yeah, but we couldn't have done it without you. I said, well, you couldn't have done it without, like, you know what I'm saying, vice versa there,
Right.
right,
Right.
right. And I've respected all that. You know why? Because my own heart of heart thinking we couldn't have done without yourselves. You know what I'm saying? EQ, right? That
Right.
is total respect here, brother, right? So, and people don't understand, right, in the way of like, if it hadn't have gone, uh, them people, well, I won't mention names, but you know what I'm saying, that country,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
would have took over the whole lot. I ain't stupid, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
You know,
and that,
we didn't. We didn't just fall off the tater truck.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
More like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um. But
And
yeah.
you know, and you know, it might be something that I need to like release in the way of like thinking like, well, they're not all the same, right? But
Gotcha.
I've got to get hold of like that father, that mother brainwashed them, right? Okay, and
Mm.
they're gonna have children, and they're gonna go past history, okay, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying, EQ?
I got you.
So that's an inbred thing,
Yeah.
right?
And the thing about it also is, Colin, is they're not teaching anything in the
Yeah,
public school systems here about
yeah,
American history
yeah.
because I know for a fact uh, uh, a girl that I knew that graduated 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah.
She asked me, or I asked her about her studies or whatever,
Hmm.
and asked her about what were they teaching her about American history,
Yeah.
and she said nothing. I said, what? Nothing? She said, yeah. And she told me, she said she even asked her teacher about the Constitution of the United States.
Yeah.
And his response to her, and she told me that, quote, I am not allowed to talk about that, unquote. I'm like, really? That's part of American history.
Yeah.
And she said, well, that's what he told us. And I'm like, well, he's not a teacher. These teachers in the public school system here, they go to college. They want to be a teacher, which I can understand that. They want to educate
Mm.
the people, younger people coming up. Without teachers, you have nothing. Okay. But my theory is these teachers that's going to college to
Mm.
learn to teach are being fed a bunch of malarkey
Yeah.
from an elite group that don't want them to know certain things about
Yes.
American history.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't know certain things about your history from wherever you're at in this world, you will tend to make these same mistakes again.
You see,
All right.
it's the same thing, EQ, right? My dad got on a bus, okay? And my dad said, let's say, okay?
Right.
Um, and he got on a bus, and there was that person from that country, yeah, right? And he said something in his language, which I was like quite fluent in that language, right? and my dad spoke back to him in his language. No, he did. He got up and walked away from the next, like, with my dad was sat next to him. He got up and he walked away because he didn't realise my dad served. Okay, and you understood
Right.
the language. Okay, so
Gotcha.
right. So my love and understanding goes, what have you taught your children? What have you taught your children, right? To that person, right? What have you taught them? Like basically, it's still there with their brain. That's what I'm trying to say, you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It hasn't changed,
No.
right? That
Eh,
things should be okay between the two countries, right? Okay. He said something in his language, but I totally understood what he said. And I said, Englander, right?
right.
Englander, right? He
Well,
got up, he got up out of his seat, right? And my dad spoke to him in his language as well, right? Because my dad, like, served, okay? And I think the guy didn't understand, but dad could speak quite fluent of his language, right?
gotcha.
He got up and got up and walked away and sat on a different seat. What has he taught his children? There's no change there, EQ. I can't see no change there.
Right. Well, you know,
You know where I'm coming from, don't you? In depth
I
there. Yeah.
yeah, I know where you're coming from, Colin. Um, now take for instance, back when I was in the ninth grade,
Yeah.
my science teacher was Mr. Bridges.
Yeah.
All right, he was telling us things that was not recognized by me in reality. If you follow me,
Spiritually, yeah. Reality, yeah.
all
I
right,
love you. I love it. I love you for saying that word. I love you to
exactly,
the death,
Colin. Thank
right?
you, brother.
I love you to the death for saying that word. I love you to the death.
I
What?
appreciate that, Colin. I love you too, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and my good friend Mike, we had his class right after lunch. Okay, this is in ninth grade, junior high. We was usually the first ones in his class because his classroom was not far from the lunchroom. So we would, basically be there in nothing flat.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Mr. Bridges, he would teach certain things that didn't, I couldn't comprehend to because in real life, I seen it.
Yeah.
And in his teaching, it was the opposite of what I had seen in real life.
Yeah.
Okay. So he made, I forget what it was, but he made something about his comment was a pine tree doesn't shed but once every 7 years.
Yeah.
Now that's what he said. A pine tree will never shed but once every 7 years. And I'm like, huh? What? So I raised my hand and Mr. Bridges called on me. He said, yes. I said, Mr. Bridges, I I don't think that's right. And he said, about the question that I just, or the statement I just said? I said, yes. And he said, well, a pine tree will not shed but once every 7 years. I said, Mr. Bridges, I can't relate to that. And he said, okay. He said, what do you want to say? I said, Mr. Bridges, I said, my father is a logger. I said, we have pine trees in my backyard. I said, if you park, or if my father parks his vehicles up underneath the pine trees, I said, within a day, I said, he's going to come out. There's going to be pine needles on his vehicle. Oh, no, that's not right, because pine trees only shed once every 7 years.
Yeah.
I said, no, I can't believe that. Because if they shed only once in 7 years, every 7 years, there would be pine needles falling. But he can park his vehicle up underneath those pine trees today, and tomorrow morning there'll be a few pine needles on it. And
you know what I would have said to him?
so, I mean, I called him out.
I just said to him, come and live at my house free, right? And I'll show you, right? The pine needles will be there every year for you. Every year. And for every pine needle, right? For every pine needle that drops on my father's car, I'm gonna charge you $1. Would you?
I know.
It's right. Listen, I said, for everyone that doesn't touch my father's car, I'll give you $1.
Yeah.
Do you think he'd have accepted that challenge?
I don't think he would. Honestly, I don't think he would. Because, I mean, why would he be teaching me something and saying, well, pine trees only shed once a year or once every 7 years?
Yeah.
And I know different because I see it every freaking day whenever I went out in the backyard. There was a pine needles on my father's vehicle.
Yeah.
And whenever he drove, of course, as he drove, they blowed off. But he goes to park it in the same spot up underneath those pine trees at night and come back the next day. And there wouldn't be a lot, guarantee you. There wouldn't be a lot, but there would be some there. So him trying to tell me and preach to the class that a pine tree only sheds once every 7 years was a lie. And I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it. And I got my name written on the board because I was disagreeing with him. But I was talking reality. He was talking fake to me, but I was speaking reality to him.
Yeah.
In the ninth grade.
The
teacher was wrong.
You know the damaging side of it all is how many people has he brainwashed with that? That's the
exactly. And that's what that goes
thing,
back, that goes back to public school systems.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Now these, like I said earlier, these people wanting to teach, I have no problem with it. They want to educate the younger generation on things. You have to have teachers to teach. All right. But these teachers that goes to colleges to learn how to teach.
Yeah.
The colleges are funded by the Rockefellers and even, higher elites. And they don't want you to teach the real thing. They will tell you in these colleges what they need to teach these teachers.
They want to sweep things under the carpet.
Exactly. So to me, public school systems are fake. They are fake. Because just like I just said with Mr. Bridges, pine trees only shed once every 7 years. No, they shed every damn day. I seen it. But you're telling me I'm wrong whenever I see it with my eyes? But you're saying you're trying to tell me They only shed once every 7 years. Come on, there's something wrong. All right. So whenever these teachers or future teachers go to these colleges to learn how to teach, they are funded by the elite,
Yes.
and the elite
Totally.
will not tell a college or a university. They will only tell them what they want them to know to teach to future teachers. So
I went to a college, okay? What a lovely, lovely, beautiful teacher, okay? And I brought things to the table, you know what I'm saying? In a class, like to help people.
exactly.
My teacher went on holiday for like 1 or 2 weeks, and there was an up and coming teacher, like, okay, that tried to be like, well, when you come back, I'll tell you, that I helped these people. But when my proper teacher came back, I called the up and coming teacher out, and I went, I ain't staying here no more. Right.
Right.
Listen, EQ is like, I'm sat in the classroom with my proper teacher. She just come back, and I went, I'm going. Right. She went, you go on, Colin. What's the matter? I said, I don't like her because she's not teaching properly. Okay. All right. And this teacher went, why are you going? I said, don't you understand what I'm saying to you? When I put my coat on and I'm getting all my information, I'm going, I don't lie about things, right? When I say things, I'm going to do it, okay? This oncoming teacher couldn't believe it. Looked across the room, all right, because I called her out. She was like a bit embarrassed of the truth. Yeah, embarrassed of the truth. Okay.
Exactly.
My proper teacher came running after me. Right? Wait, Colin, what's the matter? What's the matter? I said, well, I'll come back into the class as long as you get rid of her.
Yeah, Colin, I found out one thing also. All right, now back when I was in school, that the teachers would give you a test to do, or something like that, and in order for whenever they had their, I guess it would be their teaching plan or whatever, to produce for the class to learn, they had a teacher's manual or a teacher's manual book or answer book.
Yeah.
And they could turn in the back. I seen this many times. They would turn in the back. If they asked a question, they would turn in the back, and if they would call on the class to give their answer to whatever question they had asked, and they had to look up the damn answer in the book.
Yeah.
Okay. To me, that's not a teacher.
Yeah. To answer to the children, that's not a teacher.
No, you're still going by a damn book.
Yeah.
But you went to college or university to become a teacher, but still yet you have a teacher's handbook.
That's crazy. Right. That is absolutely off the wall.
Exactly.
To go to a handbook when you're supposed to be educated to educate the people, to go to a book to answer the children. No. That's not acceptable. That's
unacceptable.
That's not.
That's exactly. That's just to me like if I'm going down the road and break the law for some odd reason, and I get stopped by a cop or police, then you should know the law better than me.
It's like the police going to a handbook to tell you
where you've
gone wrong. You should know that right straight away before he even stopped you. Right?
Exactly. Exactly,
you go.
Colin. That's the whole concept of what I'm trying to present.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like whenever I was in school and going back to Mr. Bridges about the pine tree.
Yeah.
You telling me bullshit. I know different. I know different, but I'm calling you out. And you have no response to that. That was back in the 80s. Okay. And then you if you ask a student a question, you have to go to the handbook of the teachers to look in the back to see if that is right. That's not acceptable. If you have children or anybody that watches this stream, if you have children, do not put them in the public school system. It is a farce. It is a scam. Please do homeschooling or private schooling. That's the only thing I gotta say. Because the most part, they will in the public school system, they will not teach you or your child anything that is relevant to actual historical events.
God bless you,
Educate.
EQ. God
Educate.
bless you for them words. God bless you, EQ.
Thank you, Colin.
God bless you.
You
God bless.
know, they don't want.
Can I just add something in there?
Yes.
Work with the Father's love with from creation. What's right and wrong? Like
Exactly.
So you I tried to put that a little bit in. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to bring this up, and then I'll probably have to go.
Yeah.
The have you ever heard of the term, Colin? If a tree falls in the woods, would it make a sound? Have you ever heard that?
I haven't actually. I haven't. No.
Okay. Well, I've heard it many, many, many times here. If a tree was to fall in the woods and nobody was around to hear it, would it make a sound?
It would make a sound.
All right. I'm gonna say, and I'm
No. That's my thought. Would it
Yeah.
make it? Yes, it would. It would make a
would it make
sound.
a sound if a tree was to fall in the woods and you not be around or anybody be around?
Yeah.
Would it make a sound?
Yes, it would.
I think the same thing, Colin, and I'll tell you why. Okay, now we know that sound exists.
Yes.
All right. I have been in the woods. Maybe you have also, Colin.
Yeah.
You've been walking through the woods and see a tree that has fell.
Yeah.
Maybe partially, rotted or whatever. Been fell for a long time. Now, whenever you look at that tree, did you hear it when it fell? And I will say no. Okay. I did not hear a tree or that tree that fell that I'm looking at this moment in time. I did not hear it fall. Okay. Now, I know in my heart that it made a sound.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
I know it did.
Yes.
But their argument would be, well, if nobody was around to hear it, it didn't make a sound. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. Because I know even if I wasn't around and I seen a tree fall that had been there for 15, 20 years, it made a sound when it fell, regardless if anybody was around to hear it or not. But they're trying to they're drilling that shit in our heads.
You see, the thing is, EQ, creation made the tree, right?
Yes.
So creation, let's get we won't get into death and all that stuff right tonight.
Exactly.
But creation heard that tree fall as much as creation made the tree. Yeah. So,
Exactly.
and if
Exactly.
you didn't hear, if you didn't hear it, somebody did.
Something somewhere heard it.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
hear it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
somewhere heard it. You
Yeah.
know. Um,
Yeah.
and that goes back to the question: if you wasn't here to hear the tree fall, would it have made a sound? Now, all right, let's look at it. If you wasn't here, would it have made a sound? No, I did not hear it. But something, if a damn mosquito, a fly, or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
something heard
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Something
Yeah.
heard it. All right.
Creation heard it. Creation heard it. If it wasn't you, right, or a human, right, of this body heard it, something heard it.
Something heard it.
Something
You
heard
know,
it.
something heard it. Now,
But listen,
look at
listen, let's get into depth there. Creation heard it, right? You.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
So there you go.
they don't need to be trying to blow sunshine up my ass.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I know different. I know reality. There's a difference between book smart and reality.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now,
God bless you, EQ, for saying
yes,
them
sir.
words as well. God
Okay.
bless you.
Now, going back to the tree. Okay. There was a tree in my front yard, a big oak tree that fell back in April, I think it was. We had a thunderstorm and high winds, and the tree fell. Okay, luckily it missed the house. It went the opposite way because this tree was in the center. The widest point was 7 feet in diameter.
Right. Oh,
Okay,
wow. Wow.
that's a big tree. Okay, now whenever it fell, I was at work. I did not physically hear it fall, but my wife was here when it fell.
Yeah.
She heard it. I didn't. She called me or she texted me. She said something's happened. I said, what? She said the tree. I said, what? She said it fell. I said, did it hit the house? She said no. All right. Now she heard it.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it, but she heard it.
Yeah.
You know, Roland, my brother, he heard it.
Yeah.
Okay. So there again, I did not hear it fall, but they did because they was here. Something has to be there. But there again, you know, it's a catch-22. Even though if you're walking in the woods and see a tree that had fell, did it make a sound? Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Or could have, you know, if nobody was around to hear it fall, would it make a sound? Yes, it would.
Of course.
That's
Of course.
that's just like looking at the news. Okay, you if you're looking at the news and they're showing, you know, things, bombings, uh, buildings that have been bombed, you know, in a war zone or whatever. You wasn't there to hear that noise of the explosion that
Yeah.
destroyed that building, but it did exist.
Yes.
So, I mean, even though if nobody was around to hear it, it still made a noise. So, I mean, they're just it's all bullshit, you know.
Anyway, EQ,
I know if
I
I,
love you.
like I said, if
I
I was
love you
walking,
for that. I
yes,
love you. I love you like to the breath from the Father, right? So you and Candy, right? So anyway, we have to like say good night, God bless to each other now. It's getting late, yeah.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
12:45, and I have to go. But
Yeah.
I get started on this crap, and
I know.
it's
No,
hard for me to stop.
AQ. Listen, always, always. And next time Okay.
Yes,
Wait,
sir, Colin.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll be able to stream again before too long. And
Yeah.
like I said, I've got some topics I would like to talk about. That
Yeah.
is, if I can do some more research and get the time to do research on it. But Colin, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. We freestyle. It's all good. Please, come back again when you can, and hopefully I'll be able to stream again whenever I can.
Yeah.
But right now, my schedule is kind of, I would say, tight.
Yeah.
But thank you, Colin, for coming up, brother.
I love you, man.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
I love you. Hey, this EQ. Let's just say within a couple of weeks, we're gonna proper have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
Right. An in-depth conversation, right?
Yeah, we can talk more backstage,
Yeah.
than we can up front.
Yeah.
So, but there's many more topics I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Some things I can't talk about on here. But yeah, we'll. I'll be seeing you around in the chats, and I really want to thank you for coming up, you and Tom, and I appreciate it. And y'all take care, brother.
And you, EQ.
All right, have a good evening or good
And
rest
you,
of your.
EQ.
All right, brother. Take care.
Love you, brother.
All right, you too, Colin. God bless.
God bless.
All right, later, bro.